Every once in a while, a nice glass of wine in the evening really makes all the difference. But then comes the question, which wine should you choose? Hi, my name is Nikki. I am a certified sommelier, and today we are talking about wine insiders versus total wine and more, so you can pick wine with a little bit more confidence. If you're a regular wine drinker trying to decide where to actually shop, this is the comparison you really need. We'll look at the numbers and the trade-offs side by side to help you decide where to get your next bottle of wine. Okay, let's give you some quick context on both Wine Insiders and Total Wine and More because they have the same end goal but two different approaches. So Wine Insiders is online only. They have the online bottle shop as well as the wine club, no storefronts. They ship nationwide to most states. I think there's only like 5 or 6 maybe that they do not ship to. And they source their wines direct from wineries, which means no middlemen, cheaper prices for you because there's not all these extra markups. Total Wine and More, they have about 300 stores across 32 states in America. They're a traditional retailer model, so these are physical stores, but you can also order online for delivery or for in-store pickup, depending on the location. They are the largest specialty wine retailer in the United States, but they do operate within the 3-tier system, which means that they do have the middlemen markups. However, at the end of the day, it's the same goal, getting wine in your glass, just two different business models. For our comparison, let's start by looking at the price differences. So with Wine Insiders, if you navigate to their online wine shop, they have a really good selection and range of wines. I've seen bottles as low as like $10 or $11.99, $13.99, up to like $36.99 would be the most expensive I think I've ever seen. Here's one that's $25, but it's all the way from South Africa, so it traveled pretty far to get here. Great diversity too on their online wine shop, but because again Wine Insiders buys directly from the wineries, there's no distributors or retailer markups that you have to deal with, so you're really getting these wines at super accessible price points. They also offer fast and free shipping on orders of 6 bottles or more, which takes a huge savings because shipping is so expensive these days. They also have a wine club, so if you are a regular wine drinker, this is a great way to stay stocked. Their intro offer is 15 bottles for $99, which comes out to like $6.60 a bottle because you're getting 12 bottles. Well, really, you're getting 15 bottles in your first shipment and then 12 bottles every shipment after that. So that's a great deal. There's also their 5% Pourback credit. Where is it? Right here. With every shipment, so you're getting credit back on every shipment that you can put towards future wine purchases, which is going to add up for savings for you in the end. All right, now let's look at Total Wine's pricing per bottle because it spans a much wider range. I mean, here I have selected up to $10, so you can see they have like $10 and under, a lot of bottles over 500. You can see all of the different price ranges, and they even have some pretty serious collector bottles. These are larger formats, so 3 liters, and that's why they're $3,000, $5,000 range. So just to give you an idea, a huge range of pricing. They're pretty aggressive on the case discounts that they deliver, and they also offer a ton of in-store promotions and deals. They're able to do that because their scale gets pretty decent pricing from suppliers. I'm pretty sure they also import directly some of their labels in stores, but they're still operating that traditional 3-tier system: importer, distributor, retailer, you. All of those steps add cost along the way, even with the discounts that they're able to offer, but really wide selection. So the bottom line on pricing is that if you're buying casually, you're hunting for deals, want to get some good variety, Total Wine can definitely compete. But for the regular wine drinker who's just trying to get that consistent quality, they want to keep their wine fridge or their wine rack stocked, and they don't want to be paying the retail markups, Wine Insiders is going to be cheaper than almost any other option every time. And they have the Pourback credit, which puts more wine back in your pocket. Or cash back in your pocket, you know what I mean. Okay, next up, let's talk convenience and delivery. This one really depends on what you're looking for and what you need. With Wine Insiders, they ship their wines within 2 to 3 days. I think the last time that I ordered wine from Wine Insiders, my order got here like 4 days after, 3 or 4 days after from the date I ordered it. It was so fast. If you don't want to deal with the signature requirements that are there when you order wine or alcohol online, someone 21 and up needs to be at your house to accept the delivery. You can have the wine sent to one of the FedEx or Walgreens pickup points that they work with. With Total Wine, they're just unavailable for shipping in 8 states or so because of the direct-to-consumer shipping laws in America, and I'll tell you what the states are. All right, now let's talk discovery and how you are going to actually find the wines that you like. So Wine Insiders keeps their online shop pretty tight on purpose. You can see there's only 5 pages of wines here, but a really diverse selection. Even just looking at this drop-down menu, I mean, they work with 15 regions within all of these countries. You have Australia, Chile, France, Italy, Portugal, Spain, and the US. You can shop by varietal, you can shop by style. They have their bestsellers, award winners, new arrivals, and seller closeouts where you might get some good deals. So the wines carry awards from competitions or 90 plus point scores as well. But the good thing is they've already been vetted by a panel of experts, including sommeliers, winemakers. So Wine Insiders has sort of already done the curation and the filtering for you, so you're not really gambling on, an 18 or 14 or $25 bottle of wine. So Total Wine is kind of the opposite philosophy. They have thousands of bottles. I think it's something like 6,000, 8,000, I don't know, bottles that they stock. They also sell spirits and beer, and they back it up with in-house staff trainings. Their staff is super knowledgeable. If you've ever shopped in store, they can give you great advice and recommendations, and they also do tasting events if you want to get more knowledgeable about wine. But you can see here they have 262 pages of wines, which is pretty extensive. So if you like the process of browsing and comparing, or you're looking for a specific producer or a specific region or a specific vintage, Total Wine is a great place to get that diversity and the depth. It's so fun to shop and discover new wines in there. So if you already know what you like and you just want it delivered to your house without the guesswork, Wine Insiders does that very well. I can also attest that their expert curation is very reliable. I have never had a bad wine from them. If you enjoy the hunt and you want to keep learning and you have specific wines that you're looking for, then Total Wine is built definitely. Okay, the last thing to touch on is membership and commitment. Total Wine does not have a membership. They do have a loyalty program, so you can get rewards if you're a frequent shopper, which is well worth it. But they do, like I said, offer case discounts. You can see here, mix for 6, and special deals for the loyalty program members as well. Wine Insiders, on the other hand, does have their wine club. Like I said before, their intro deal is 15 wines for $99, and then it's $150 for 12 bottles shipped quarterly. After that, you get the 5% credit back on every shipment with the Pourback program. They have a satisfaction guarantee, their perfect pour promise, which is 100% money back guarantee on wines that you don't like, and you can skip or cancel the shipment anytime. So there's really no long-term commitment. It's mostly upsides. You also get to vote on wines in future shipments. They have a concierge service to help you out, and they offer frequent freebies with their shipments as well. And you can see here, you get a feeling for the wines that are in the current shipment. So it's a great deal, and it's pretty low commitment since you can cancel or pause anytime. All right, so putting it all together, these are really just different tools for different nights or different occasions, different places to shop for different occasions. With Wine Insiders, if you are a regular home drinker who needs wine on stock like I do, always, Wine Insiders is really kind of the better option because of the reliability and quality, the lower cost per bottle, that satisfaction guarantee, and the no pressure commitment if you do end up wanting to join their wine club. If you are a collector, or you're browsing for a special occasion, or you just like browsing the wine aisles, you need same-day wine access, you want a larger, more diverse selection to explore, or you want to shop for your wine, beer, and spirits all in one trip, or you want those class perks and tasting events, then Total Wine might be the better option for you. Realistically, a lot of people end up using both. I certainly do. Wine Insiders is great for those weeknight bottles and staples that you just want to have on autopilot. It's great for keeping your cellar stocked. It's great for discovering new wines from different regions you might not have tried otherwise and sharing those with your friends. Total Wine is great for the occasions where you want to browse. If I had to pick one for everyday drinking, the math points pretty clearly towards Wine Insiders. All right, are you ready to try it for yourself? Let me know in the comments if you're leaning more towards Total Wine and More or Wine Insiders. Drop a link down there for you to check out Wine Insiders and their awesome intro deal. But at the end of the day, remember, wine is really about your preference, but understanding the differences does make it easier to choose confidently. So if this video helped you, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.